Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary with the Get Some podcast. And my guest this week is...
This motherfucker Gary.
Spit on that thing. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. Starting off, as always, with my schedule. Spit on that thing. Sorry, I just felt like saying that. Everybody else has been this week. This weekend, I'm in Miami at the Improv, June 28th through the 30th. And next weekend, July 5th through the 7th, I'm in Austin, Texas at the Cap City Comedy Club. July 12th and 13th, I'm in Buffalo, New York at the Bears Den. It's in one of the casinos, little theater inside one of the casinos there. Well, it's actually Niagara Falls, but we'll just say Buffalo because that's where you're flying into. And then July 27th, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Palms Casino. That's the Pearl Theater inside the Palms. And then July 28th, I'm at the Keswick Theater right outside of Philly. And then I got a busy. August 8th, I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. That's part of 50 Cent's Humor and Harmony. That lineup is sick in Shreveport. You got Cat Williams and Matt Rife and Andrew Schultz and Earthquake and Lavelle and myself and Bill Bellamy and some more, and it's just everybody. Everybody's coming in town. It's like 20 of us on the show. I was talking to Chanel. Shouts out to CH, the guy that's put it together with 50. And he's like, yeah, everybody's just doing 5 to 7. I go, even at 5 to 7 minutes, that's a big long show. I said, so where I'm at in my career, I should be in the sweet spot. I should be in the middle. So. Yeah, and there's surprise guests. I'm not at liberty to say, but trust, if you're near Shreveport, Louisiana, August 8th, you probably want to be there because it's gonna be a show like you've never seen with the amount of huge comedians that are coming in, and some of them are coming in unannounced. Wink, wink. I'll just put it that way. I'm talking legendary comedians are coming in unannounced. So. Then August 9th, just announced, I'm in Tucson, Arizona at the Rialto Theater. And then August 10th, I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi with Martin Lawrence. And then August 11th, I'm in Jackson, Mississippi. So all these dates are on my website, GaryOwen.live. And August 2nd, I'm in Pittsburgh with Martin Lawrence. And August 3rd, I'm in Cleveland with Martin Lawrence. And then, let me see. Then August 16th through the 18th, I'm in Tacoma, Washington at Nate Jackson's Comedy Club. And then August 23rd through the 25th, I'm in Hartford, Connecticut at the Funny Bone there in Hartford inside the mall. And then I'll just finish up. And then September 6th and 7th, I'm in Hawaii at the Blue Note. We got 4 shows in Hawaii. So, and that's the first week of football. So I will be watching my Bengals play the New England Patriots at 8 in the morning at the Mai Tai bar by the Royal Hawaiian, sipping on a little Mai Tai, watching Joe Burrow do his thing. That's where I'll be week 1 of the NFL season. Yeah. Is there a better place to watch a game? Let's be honest, other than being at the game. Last week I was in Oklahoma City. Thank you to everyone that came out. The Bricktown Comedy Club, man, the staff's amazing, but, man, they got to get the air conditioning fixed. I'm just being blunt. It's too hot in there. And shouts out to everybody that came out because if I was a patron of that club, I would have been like, whoa, I paid good money to see a comedian. I would like to be comfortable because it was hot. I posted on there. I felt like I was at a civil rights rally. Or a black church service on Sunday because everyone took the menus and just turned them into church fans. And I was leaking. I heard Marlon Wayans on his rider has like he's got to get like 6 white tees in the dressing room because he just sweats when he's on stage. And I used to be a big sweater, but I'm not as much anymore. But I might have to start putting black T-shirts in my rider Because after that week, after every show, I was just soaked. I was leaking. Oh, it was miserable on the stage. I can't imagine with the audience. So shouts at everybody not going off and snapping on anything. Yeah, but it was funny. I was speaking about social media and stuff like that. I was really on social media a lot this week, and I was watching the Hawk 2 girl. Hawk 2, spit on that thing. It was everywhere. And the whole time I was going, whoa, 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 whoa. It was great. That was so organic the way she said it, and it just went everywhere. And then people were going, that's what you got to do, ladies. You got to spit on that thing, Hawk 2. And I go, hey, somebody, I don't know, 15 years ago had a joke about spitting on that thing, and it was called grind the pepper. And that was right here. And I had a few people say, all these newbies, Gary Owen been telling us, you got to spit on it and grind the pepper. Because I was like, thank you. Not that I was the originator, but I did mine before we had Instagram and people weren't doing man on the street type stuff. But, man, if you go back, I'm going to post it today. I'm going to post that joke today, and we'll splice it in with the Hawk 2. And just look for it. But it was it's funny because it's pretty much the same thing. And it is true, ladies. You got to be spitting on that thing. I said, my joke was, you got the girl Superhead. She was with the guy, Mr. Marcus. I'll never forget how that joke came about. Is my cousin had said, have you seen this video? And there's some porn video. And I go, no, what are you talking about? He goes, man, you got to see this. So I just remember I got to Tampa, and he pulled it up on some, I don't know if it was a website or did he have a CD or DVD at the time? I don't know. But we went to my buddy Ricky's house in Tampa. And Ricky had this room with this huge projector screen, and it was like the surround sound in the room. That's how I first saw the Superhead joke. It was like a 100-inch TV with surround sound. And you heard all the spit and everything. That's where that joke came about for me. I was like, ew. I said, dude, it was like she was grinding pepper, like at the Olive Garden, the way she was handling it. And then I was like, if it's small, you just adjust the telescope. But that's what you got to ask your ladies is to grind on it. But this whole spit on it. She spit on it. And now the one girl blows up on social media. You got to spit on that thing. I was like, So we're going to post it today. We're going to post what she said, and then we're going to put 15 years earlier. We'll do that. And then, or maybe we'll do 15 years later how she just flipped it and turned it to that. But yeah, the whole time I was watching her do that, I go, wait a minute. That was very similar to my joke. And mine didn't go viral, but it is what it is. I think you drive yourself crazy trying to figure out why things go viral in this social media world. Even with stand-up, I'll post a clip, and sometimes I'll look at a clip, and I'm like, man, this is comedians know a solid bit or a solid crowd work. And then we also know it's kind of hacky or wasn't my best work, stuff like that. But we'll still post it. And every time, the thing you think is going to go viral doesn't. And the video that you think, I'll just throw it up there, goes nuts. Ask Matt Rife. His story about going viral on TikTok is like he's got a clip. His buddy sent it to him, and Matt was like, I don't want to post it. And he goes, screw it, and posted it. Went to bed next morning, boom, through the roof. I mean, it just happened to me on a smaller scale. Tuesday night, I was getting ready to go to bed. I was in Oklahoma City. Shouts out to my guy Adam Fink, who opened for me and videotaped me all weekend. But he said we got done in the middle of my show in Oklahoma City. This black dude in the middle of my set goes, "Hey man, you ever said the N-word?" And I was like, "What does that have to do with anything I'm talking about?" It had nothing to do with what I was talking about. And then I go, "What a time to yell out!" had a cool little back and forth with him about, have I ever said the N word? And Adam edited it and sent it to me. Like, you should post this, man. This will do well. I woke up the next morning, over 1 million on TikTok. Different social media sites picked up on Instagram. I'm like, you just never know. And that was one of those, I just threw it up there, just say, that was cool. But you just never know. So, yeah, it's all the comedians out there. If you got a good, solid bit that you know is yours, don't hold on to it. Let it go. Because this is what I've learned about stand-up. Even though you post them on the internet and you think everyone's seen it, so many people haven't. So many people haven't. I've told my social media guys, I said, on Thursdays, start posting old jokes from one of my specials, because I got like 10, 11 specials out there. I go pull one off one of the specials, pull a joke, and post it. And we're not saying Throwback Thursday. We're just saying, hey, because the quality's good, and it's special ready because it's aired on Showtime and Amazon and Hulu and stuff. And I go, and just post a clip. I go, you'd be amazed how many people will be like, where's this at? Where can I see the special? Or, oh, my God, it's the funniest joke ever. And you're like, it's been out there for like 8 years. Where you been? You know? Not where you been, but it shows you how vast the whole world is and how many people haven't seen it. You just never know what's going to take off. So I always tell comedians, man, post as much as you can. That's good material. That's solid. And even if you plan on using it on the road, it's okay. It's okay now. I used to be against it. Like, once it's out there, it's out there. I think once it's on a special, you can't keep telling that joke on the road. But if you're just posting a little clip of something from the road, I go, it's okay, because that many people haven't seen it still. So, yeah, so there goes that. And one thing I noticed about Oklahoma City, the air conditioning didn't work in the comedy club, but there was a country and western bar right next door to the comedy club. It was so cool in there. I was walking over there like in between the shows just to cool off. And one thing I noticed, like me and Adam walked over there after my show Saturday night. And one thing I noticed, I was shocked at how much I got stopped at a country and western bar. Like, as soon as we walked in, people was like, had their phones out getting selfies. I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting this. A hip-hop bar I expected, but not a country. It's just straight country and western. And then there were not so many, but I saw at least 20 black guys in the bar with boots, the Wranglers, the hats. And I was like, oh, they got real black Cowboys in Oklahoma. And that's when it hit me, like, I know racism is a thing, but I think the media gaslights us, and they make it so overblown at this part. Once you're cool with a certain group, and as I saw when I saw the black dudes in the cowboy hats just line dancing, hanging out with everybody, it felt like everybody knew each other in this country bar. I go, oh, it's the same for white guys in a hip-hop bar or hip-hop nightclub. And once people know you and they accept you, that's it. You're cool. Most people are cool. But the media will gaslight us and they think we all hate each other. And so that's one thing I noticed. I go, oh, even at my age and as much life experience I've had, I'm like, yeah, there ain't nobody tripping. I know nobody in that country bar was tripping. Like, what are these black guys doing here in cowboy boots and Wrangler hats? What are these black guys doing here, period? Nah, it was just like, what's up, Jerry? What's up, Bill? It was cool to see firsthand. I never seen that many black cowboys in one spot like that. I was like, whoa, Oklahoma's different. Some real, I'm talking, they got the stuff out the cleaners. The shirt had the starch on it that didn't move. The tight pants with the belt buckles. They were straight up black cowboys. So a couple other things I saw on the internet this week that I thought was interesting. I saw this story on this guy's page. He's an ex-sports writer. Man, I knew I should have saved his name. But he told the craziest Walter Payton story that I've never heard. And I don't know if, for the younger people, Walter Payton, arguably the greatest running back in NFL history. You can always say Barry Sanders. You can say Jim Brown. But Walter Payton's always up there on Mount Rushmore. He's always in the top 5. And it was a crazy story. I guess Walter Payton obviously won a Super Bowl in 1986 with the Chicago Bears. And 10 years later, he's like an assistant basketball coach of like a JV basketball team. And he's telling, you know what, let me make sure I got the story straight. I hate telling stories and people are listening in their cars on the radio and I'm like this. I'll be yelling at the radio like, get the story right, bro. Walter Payton ring lost. Okay, here it is. It's the craziest story. Okay. I should read this because so it's accurate. This is from Fox 32 in Chicago. And this was published January 28, 2020. It's crazy. This story is about a college kid, a missing Super Bowl ring, and one of the greatest players of all time. It's just I don't want to say that paragraph. Okay. So it's 1985 and the Bears were making headlines. But years later, a Super Bowl shuffle of a different kind made news. Fast forward to 1993 when the Hoffman Estates boys basketball team was headed to state and Walter Payton was an assistant coach. So one of the greatest running backs of all time is now an assistant basketball coach of a high school basketball team. He wanted the guys to know how much he trusted them. He knew they were going to win and take a little bit of him with them. He gave them the Super Bowl ring. This is what Walter's wife, Connie, said. The team passed the ring around at one of their teammates' home and somehow it got lost. Now, the story that I heard, this is leaving some of this stuff out. The story that this guy told his sports writer is Walter Payton was telling the team, we got to trust each other. One thing we have to do, if we trust each other, we'll win the game. And so he took his Super Bowl ring off, passed it around to all the guys so they could hold it, the team, and he gave it to one kid. He said, this is yours for the weekend. I trust you enough that I'm going to give you my Super Bowl ring, and I'll get it back. Well, here's where the story takes a turn. So, Walter hadn't. Okay, the family was a nice family, and they felt bad. They went through everything and said, it's okay. So, the kid lost it. The kid that he gave his Super Bowl ring friggin' was at a party at his house, and not even a party, just a get-together, and everyone was passing the ring around, and then he was like, hey, where's the ring at? They couldn't find it. So the kid lost Walter Payton's Super Bowl ring, and he had to go back and tell Walter, I lost your ring. We can't find it. And so this is where I'll go back to the story. So the family was a nice family, and they felt so bad. They went through everything, and he said it's okay. It could be replaced. That's what Walter Payton said. That's so Walter Payton. I probably be hard to get mad when somebody's honest and cops to things, but, man, it had to hurt. So Walter just had another one made. I'm sure he called the Bears, got the same ring made over again. 8 years later, and 2 years after he passed away, so this would be 8 years later. This would be 2001. Walter passed away. Dang, Walter passed away that long ago. Purdue college student Phil Hung unexpectedly found the ring underneath his apartment couch with the help of his dog Bailey 19 years ago. So he remembers the story like happened yesterday. He said, we had a Doberman that was kind of rambunctious. He got his toy stuck under the couch. I went to go reach for the ball, and the ring was just sitting there. He had ripped out the lining. The couch was given to Hong by one of his Hoffman Estate teammates whose brother was on that basketball team that Walter coached, and that coach had moved back and forth with him several times. I guess my first thought was how this ring not fall to this old decrepit couch after all these years. Word spread that Walter's missing Super had been found. It made national headlines, and Hong became an instant TV celebrity. He remembers the day he returned the ring to Connie, Walter Payton's wife, and all the media attention he received. Hong is now 40 years old, lives in Texas, the father of 2 and a devoted Walter Payton fan. He wore number 34. He played high school football. He said, I've been a lifelong Bears fan. Obviously, he loved Walter Payton growing up. But the story doesn't end here. At one point, Connie actually lost the replacement ring. So the ring got lost, and now the replacement ring got lost. She said, I decided to hide the Super Bowl ring thinking this was going to be safe and that's going to happen. I hid it in a shoebox, and I forgot where I hid it. And I was about to give the shoes away, which I do a lot, and something told me to open that box, and there was the replacement ring. All ended well, and thanks to Connie's instinct and a college kid's honesty, the Paytons now have two Super Bowl rings, one for each of their children. So how crazy of a story is that? That the whole time, it must have fell. You know how the couches got the zippers? It must have slid, somehow perfectly slid into one of the couch cushion zippers. Because I'm thinking, I'm flipping that couch up, down, unzipping everything if that's me. I'm looking for like I'm a DEA agent looking for cocaine, looking for that ring if it's Walter Payton's. But the fact that the couch got moved to all these different locations, and then because a dog was looking for his ball and was scraping at the couch and the ring just pops out, I'm like, I mean, oh my gosh. What that's just a crazy story that I never heard up until yesterday. I never heard that story. And then the guy returned it. How cool is that? Just found him and returned it. It's not mine. And then and Connie, I guess Walter's wife, didn't know. She didn't know until he returned that ring that they had lost it. I guess the part they're leaving out is Walter never told her. Walter just got the ring replaced, and when he passed away, she just thought that was the ring. And then when the guy showed up and said, hey, I found his ring, that's when she found out, oh, Walter got it replaced. So he never even stressed his wife or kids about it. He just kept it moving. I mean, it shows what kind of guy Walter Payton was, honestly. So this is a great transition. We'll go from that to Matthew Stafford's wife, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. This is what some people just be talking too much. So his wife was all over the internet this week. Let me get her story straight. I didn't like this story at all. So Matthew's, oh God, this is so bad. So Matthew Stafford's wife, they've been together since college, but she just basically came out on somebody's podcast and said when they were in college, Matt wouldn't commit, and so she dated. She kind of like implicated she slept with the backup quarterback to make him jealous, and I'm going, why would you say that? That's a story you tell when you're divorced. That's a story. I'm like, yo. Why would you say that? I mean, it's just embarrassing to the husband. So, this is Matthew and Kelly Stafford got married in 2015, but just like every relationship, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. The two met while at the University of Georgia. Things got off to a rocky start. It wasn't that cute of a relationship at first, Kelly said, and on the Off the Vine podcast, if you want to watch it. I hated him and I loved him. But Kelly came up with a master plan to eventually wind up with her future husband. I dated the backup to piss him off, which worked. He was the bad boy too, Kelly revealed. Matthew's sweet. He's a Southern gentleman, all that stuff, and the backup was the complete opposite, and it upset him. Not only were they both quarterbacks, but they were also roommates, according to Kelly. They lived in the same dorm room because athletes lived in the same dorm room. He would see my car there. And at one point, he waited and followed me into the car and was like, this is amazing. And she was like, this is amazing. It's working. And she was like, get out of my car. He was like, he's not right for you. I was like, what? You can't tell me that, she said. It's unknown who Kelly was referring to, but during Stafford's time at Georgia, 2006-2008, he played in front of, Joe Trzynski, Joe Cox, A.J. Bryant, Muhammad Massaquoi. Out of these four, Cox is the only one to be at Georgia in all three of Stafford's season. And what a last name, Cox. It seems like Kelly made the right choice. Stafford was the number 1 pick in the 2009 NFL draft and was always one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league, playing for that time for the lowly Detroit Lions. Didn't help the case. He finally got the recognition he deserved, went in the Super Bowl against the Bengals. So the couple has 4 daughters, ages 3 to 7, with their 2 oldest being twins. And I just was like, that story was not necessary. Not at this point. The guy's still playing. He basically said, listen, we all got past. Anybody you date has got a past. They've slept with somebody. There's not too many people that marry a virgin. But we don't want to know about it. And we don't want to relive it on social media. We don't want it to be rehashed. Oh my gosh, dude. It's almost like I hate to quote Tyrese from Baby Boy, but when Taraji was going off on him, he was like, I respect you so much, I hide my cheating. He was like, I hide the other girls I'm with. I ain't out here just flaunting it. I'm like, that was kind of a fucked up thing to say, but as a guy goes, I was like, yep. I was like, there's some truth to that. If you don't respect you, then you're just out there wilding. You almost like you want to get caught. But if there is some respect there, and guys ain't going to get this, women are going to be like, oh, that's fucked up logic. But if there's respect there, guys should go to great lengths to hide their infidelities. I'm not talking about in marriage. I'm talking about in dating in general. They're talking about in college and things like that. But, God, why would you feel the need to share that story? What are you doing? Kids are young. Man, I don't want to hear that. Matt, if they have like a college reunion, teams get together after years. Now Matthew's got to see that dude. There ain't nothing worse than being in the same room with the guy, with your girl, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, and knowing they got one up on you. It don't matter how successful Matthew Stafford is. Don't matter how much money he makes, how many Super Bowl rings he's got. That guy has one on Matthew Stafford. Because that guy slept with Matthew Stafford's wife. And regardless of when it was, regardless if they were off and on, it was an off period, he's got one on him. And that sucks. That sucks. And what can Matthew do? Go sleep with his wife? To get back at him? I mean, it's like, just ugly. It's almost like this week, Kendrick Lamar. Just completely, okay, I got to go here. Completely ether Drake with the They Not Like Us pop-up concert in L.A. You got to realize the stars had to just align perfectly. He did on Juneteenth in L.A. at the, I believe it was the Crypto.com Center, right, where the Lakers play, and played They Not Like Us 5 times in a row. And if you go to YouTube and watch it, whether you're a rap fan or not, it gives you goosebumps. You can every now and then you can watch something and you can feel the energy from the crowd. You can literally feel it. When Whitney Houston sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl, right when Desert Storm broke out, you felt that whole stadium crying. You felt it. This is one of the moments you could feel the crowd. Everybody had their phones up, and every single time he played the song, the energy got bigger. Hell, the last time he wasn't even singing. He was just up there like the crowd was singing it. And then more people just show him. And the way he introduced it, had Dre on. Dre was leaving. Kendrick goes, you ain't got nothing else to say to the people? And Dre was like, shh, I see dead people. And the crowd just went, oh! And then at one point, there were so many rappers, so many NBA players on the stage. There was a clown. I think I saw a pit bull. There was a baby. I swear there was people that were supposed to be on that stage and some people that weren't. but it was just like there was Bloods, there was Crips, there was just everybody was there. It was and to be from, I'm not from LA, but to know people from LA and how much pride they take in being from that city, and especially the Compton area, the lower income area, it's just like I never felt like I had goosebumps. Every week, every night that I was getting ready for my show, I put that on when I got in the shower to get ready for my shows in Oklahoma City. I just press play. It's 20 minutes long, and it's just like you just feel it. I'm in the shower, like they not like us, like I'm from LA. I'm trying to crip walk. I don't know how to crip walk. I almost broke my ankle, but yeah, watch it. And I did Club Shay Shay, I did Vlad, and I did one other. I did 3 podcasts back in May when I went to LA. 3 big podcasts, and they all asked me the same question. They was like, who you think won the Kendrick Drake battle? And I kept saying, I'm predicting Drake's going to win in the end just because who Drake is. He rarely takes an L. And now I'm like, all right, that performance right there, it's over. It's game over. Kendrick won. He won that battle. It's similar to like Drake, when Drake ethered Meek Mill years ago when he did back-to-back. He did the diss, and then all of a sudden he came out with another diss like 12 hours later. I was like, oh, and back-to-back's a banger. So you got back-to-back, and now you got Kendrick, They Not Like Us. I think that's 1 and 2 as far as like just straight-up diss. I don't know. Tupac had, that's why I fucked your bitch. That was a good one, too. Yeah. But if you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been living on a rock. Please watch it. And I'm a middle-aged white dude. I'm not a hip-hop head. I just like good music. And always like Kendrick. I mean, geez, the Black Panther soundtrack. I remember the first time I met him. Well, I think the only time I really met him was Chris Bosh used to do his when he was with the Heat, he used to do these huge birthday parties every year. And he hired me every year to perform. And it's basically like a little mini roast session. You're just picking off the guys in the audience. But the second year, he had Kendrick Lamar as a musical performance. First year, I think he just had comedians. Second year, he had Kendrick Lamar. And the third year, he had Ty Dolla $ign and Bone Thugs and Harmony was his musical artist. But I remember I didn't know who Kendrick was. And I knew one of his songs, but I didn't know who sang it. And I remember when I got there, right before the party got started, whoever my handler was for the party, they said, hey, you want to meet Kendrick? I said, yeah. And I walked over. Kendrick was just sitting at a 2-table high top with him and a white dude. I'm assuming it's his agent or music rep. And he's like, hey, this is Kendrick. And I was like, hey, what's up, man? Talked real quick, laughed. It's always funny when these guys know who I am. So talked about 5 minutes. And the whole time I'm going, I know you, but I don't know you. But I just fronted. And then when he got on stage, I go, oh, shit, that's him? I was like, I didn't know he sang that song. And I just remember LeBron going nuts. LeBron was just – there were so many people in the audience at that Kendrick Lamar pop-up show. It's just the guy is the king of L.A. He's the king of hip-hop right now. And then Drake's just going to be like, but Drake's fine. We don't, and that's the thing. When you got these hip hop battles, it doesn't have to be like you're just completely anti-Drake. Just say, hey, Kendrick, you were almost like a pawn to bring LA together. If you look at it like that, because just to have all the Bloods and Crips and everybody else on stage, it was just, you felt it. You watch it. But what I was getting at was that whole rant. Sorry about that. Was about Matthew Stafford's wife sleeping with the backup quarterback, and now that guy's got one on him. And then DJ Mustard, who's Future and I believe it's Kendrick's DJ. I'll make sure I know he's – I'll make sure I got this right. He's a producer, artist YG, Ty Dolla $ign. Is he the DJ for? Anyways, he has produced singles by YG featuring Tyga, Nipsey Hussle. So he's a producer. I'm sorry, he's a DJ, but he's a producer. I never like to degrade or I don't want to give people the wrong title when they've done so much. He would contribute to production of Kendrick Lamar's "They Not Like Us." So now there was thinking Drake's getting the ultimate comeback. He's either sleeping, messing, or doing something with DJ Mustard's ex-wife. And everybody's like, you got to realize, that's not a win for Drake. This is what I know as a divorce guy. If the man leaves the woman and the man initiates the divorce, we're not worried about – sorry about that. I always keep my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I got 2 people that if they text or call, it goes through, and that was one of them. So sorry about that. And this person knows I'm recording right now, so that text was so pointless. It was the most pointless text for right now. Okay. So anyways, when the man leaves the woman, right? Now, let's entertainment especially, because people like to do these whole gaslight moments like he's sleeping with his wife. He got the ultimate comeback. And I go, no. If the man wants to divorce and leaves, we're so checked out. It doesn't affect us in the least if she's sleeping with somebody else. The least. And so to say like Drake got him, like, nah. Now, if the woman leaves the man and the man doesn't want to break up, yeah, that shit hurts. That shit hurts. But if the man leaves the woman, we really don't care who you're sleeping with at all. You could Tiana Trump a construction crew. We could care less. Yeah, I saw that video. That was pretty disgusting and amazing at the same time. But they're like, because Drake's known to like be out there. Drake's known to like, I want her and I'm going for her. And I don't care what her past is. I don't care who her current is. I want her. Most girls would probably say, yeah, because it's Drake. But yeah, I was like, that ain't one and upping. He didn't. Let me tell you, DJ Mustard ain't tripping off that at all. If he wanted to divorce, he's probably like, all right, good riddance. So in the vein of all that, so when I did Shay Shay and I did Vlad, I said Drake, but I was wrong. Kendrick won that rap battle, and it was just an amazing thing to see. I wasn't there, but on YouTube, I felt like I was there. I mean, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Just watch it. In fact, I'm going to give the exact thing I watched all weekend. Because I thought there was different camera angles and stuff. I thought this one was the best. This is the one I saw. It was 20 minutes and 55. It's so good. It's better than here. Okay, this one's good too. Which one did I watch? It was 20 minutes and 55 seconds. This one's 28. Yeah, you know what? There is a couple of them. I would just type in Kendrick Lamar pop out. And you'll see one from Shady Media. That one's really good on YouTube. This is the one I think I was watching. It's funny. Oh, here. No, this is the one I watched. Freestyle Beats. That's a dope one. That's where you could feel the energy from the crowd. Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre on West Coast. Not like us at Kia Forum. Yeah, I was at the Kia Forum. What did I say? I said the Crypto.com. Kia Forum makes sense because that's in Inglewood. That makes more sense. Yeah, watch that one. That's the best one. I feel like you can really feel the energy from the crowd in that one. I love how people's like, Drake is over. No, he's not. He's not even close. He just lost his one battle. Like, I'm sure people said Meek Mill was over when Drake ethered him years ago, but Meek Mill came back. People have a very short memory. Just takes one hit song or anything that you're not even coming back. It just makes you forget. So anyways, speaking of crazy stories, this morning I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I don't know, your phone hears you. I don't know why this lady popped up, and I don't know who this lady is. Didn't have a lot of views, and she said it said like the craziest divorce story. And so, let me watch. I like to know people go through more than I did in my divorce. So the lady says, I'm going to tell you a crazy story about my husband. And she goes, one, I didn't know I was married to a psycho narcissist. And I do think that is the most overused word in relationships. That's the go-to with women now. He's a narcissist. I go, that's literally, It so rings hollow now. Like when I hear narcissist, I almost turn it off. Like, oh, you're just throwing words out there. But this lady said he's getting a divorce, and he said, hey, I want to tell you something. And she goes, whenever you're in the middle of a divorce and your husband or wife pulls the other person aside and says, hey, I want to tell you something, it's never good. Just so you know, it's never, I have $1 million underneath the house and I buried it. I want you to have half. That's never coming out of their mouth. It's always something bad. I was not expecting this story. So she said, when your father passed, he said, I just want you to know that when your mom was staying with us, I ended up sleeping with your mom like 2 days after the funeral. And I went, ooh, I'm going to keep watching. So the story was this. They had 2 kids. The kids slept upstairs. I guess the mom was staying downstairs. And she was working 3rd shift. So she had to work at night. So it's just him and the mom. And I don't know what the age difference is between the mom and the husband. Or the mom clearly had to be in her early 20s when she had this chick. Unless she's like a Kellen Winslow Jr. and the guy's just weird. Just wants to sleep with old ladies. But the lady said the husband and the mom were drinking Captain and Cokes, getting drunk together downstairs. And then they went to bed. And then the husband went to the mom's room and was like, I just want you to know, now that whatever her husband's name is gone, I'm going to make sure you're good. I'm going to take care of you. And then proceeded to take off her nightgown. And then, so the husband said, I slept with your mom. She goes to her mom to confront her. And the mom says, no, we did not sleep together. He came to my room, and all that's true, but we was drunk. I was in a vulnerable moment, and his thing didn't work because he was so drunk. So that doesn't make it any better, by the way. So then the wife's like, and then I realized that couldn't have been a one-off because the mom's still there. They were still drinking buddies. They still were hanging out all the time. And the husband just copped to it and said, nah, I slept with her, and I've been sleeping with her. You know, we don't sleep together anymore, but we did while she lived here. And then the mom said, no, it was just that one time. So she didn't believe her. And she goes, I don't really know what to believe. But, yeah, they definitely did it. And I was just like, oh, my God. I've heard of, what was that? Was that American Beauty? When Kevin Spacey slept with the young girl? That seems to be the norm, is the husband will sleep with, like, you hear the stories of how the daughter brings her girlfriends home from college and the husband ends up sleeping with one of her friends from college. I've heard those stories. Not a lot, but I've heard them. I've rarely heard of the husband sleeps with the mom right after the dad dies. I was like, oh, wow. This goes back to that joke, the joke I had about the Netflix special. Oh, God, it's my own joke and I can't remember it. Shoot. Hold on. I got to look up my own dang joke. It's a damn shame. I got too many jokes when you got to look up your own joke. Oh, abducted in plain sight. That joke I had about abducted in plain sight. That was where the neighbor came in and slept with basically the whole family. I was like, yeah, this could be one of the, not Dateline murder shows, but, and I gave you the Cliff Notes version of this lady's story, but that's the gist of it, because she was kind of rambling with everything. She was giving too much information. My mother had a floral nightgown, and it was 69 degrees in the house, 69, big shock. And then the way she said Captain and Cokes, and they drank it in the rock glasses. It was just very wordy, but just a fact that it's the timing of it. The husband just died. His body's still warm in the ground. And you just go there 2 days later? Makes you wonder, was there some flirting beforehand? Something like that doesn't just happen. There was a friend of mine. You know what? I'm not going to tell the story. It's too personal. But, yeah, I had a friend sleep with another friend of mine. I found out later how it happened. It was very, very similar. It was a roommate of mine. I might as well show the story. A roommate of mine slept with a family member of mine. And I was like, what? And it came out years. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So I can't believe this happened. I'll put it like this. A roommate of mine at one point in my life slept with a family member. And I found out years later it happened. And I was like, what? I couldn't be mad because they were both single. This family member of mine was single. My roommate was single. It was two single people. And they did it while I was in the freaking apartment. I was just asleep. And they were blowing this relative of mine's back out. And I'm going, no, I wasn't mad because when I found out the story, I was like, well, how'd it happen? And they go, it's similar to this lady's story. My roommate just went to the room this family member was staying in, and they end up hooking up. And I said, well, she didn't just do him, right? Like, he did her too? They was like, oh, no, he definitely ate her out. I was like, okay, well, as long as he did that, I'm cool with it. Because that would have been selfish if my family member would have just sucked him off and then he didn't return the favor. So I was still cool with all that. And I understand why he didn't tell me. I was like this. And we're still friends to this day. And I'm not going to tell you who the roommate was. I've had plenty of roommates over my life. But yeah. When I was like, whoa. So I'm not going to say I ain't ever messed with one of my friends' relatives either. I've happened in the past. I mean, I'm old. So it was a long time ago. But yeah, it's happened. Never nothing shady. It's always been single. Person was single, and just so happened that there's a relative that we both know. So, all right, that's enough. Anyways, Miami, Florida. I'll see you this weekend at the Improv, and next week I'm in Austin, Texas at Cap City Comedy Club. And this is Gary Owen with the Get Some Podcast. We'll see y'all next week.